Hi guys, my name is just refer to me as Wizra. W. Let me write that down so that you guys will get used to me. WIZRA. So you guys can refer me as Wizra, and I'm here as your software developer tutor, or let me just say, let's just put it as tutor, right? And you guys are learning. You are just about to learn, and I'm still also a learner. At every point in time, we all learn. So we are all learners. We all learn at every till we die. We keep learning, right? So welcome to my series. I'm a software engineer, and I created this series specifically for people who want to learn software development. But we are going to start from front end development. But I cannot people that can't afford expensive courses or bootcamp. But here I am. I'm here to help people. I'm here to help people that want to start from the scratch. As I said earlier, we are all learning. Everything I teach here is completely free. All you need is just your phone or your phone, for recording, for everything I've posted, your laptop for the practices, and then having a good connection or power supply. You should have all of this at hand. So let me break it down simply. Let's head to, we are not starting code now, right? So you just head to my PowerPoint for now. So at first, we are going to talk about what is a website made of. We are also going to talk about what does a front-end developer actually do. We're also going to talk about what you will learn in this series. Also, what you need. Okay, now starting from the very first thing we are going to talk about today is what is a website made of. Now, a website is made up of three things, like front end. When we are talking about front end, when it comes to front end development, for the basics, right, it's comprised of three things. We have the HTML, we have the CSS, and then the JavaScript. Let me just put that down for you guys to see. The HTML, the CSS, and JavaScript. Now, let's start from the HTML. HTML is an hypertext markup language. That is the full meaning of HTML. And this is just like a normal structure, right? It is just like a structure of what your website is going to look like. Now, let me give a quick and simple example of HTML. HTML, let's just look at being a bricklayer, or when you give a bricklayer a project to build your house, right? So the bricklayer would firstly do the foundation, right? And then, build blocks and bricks to build, how should I put it? To give structure of how everything is going to look like in your apartment, in your building, in your house. Do you understand? So it's just like them building the toilet, the kitchen, the living room, and every other thing. So when this is built together with the kitchen, the sitting room, the foundation, and every other thing, they've actually created a structure of how your house is going to look like. You already can go into your kitchen, you already can go into your sitting room without it, no paparazzi, no color, nothing. It's just there. You can just go into, inter rooms, from one kitchen to another toilet. You can move into freely. So that is just HTML. HTML is like building the structure of your website, right? So now let's move on to, should I write that down? No, let's just move forward. So let's move on to CSS. That is the cascading style sheet. That is the full meaning of CSS. It is the beautifying, and it is the beauty, right? The beauty of your of your website. It gives the image, it gives the color, it gives the, it gives the image, color, and every other thing to beautify your website. So according to the example I was giving the other time, I was giving you guys the other time, CSS is just like the painter, the decorator. Do you understand? So they are the ones to paint your building after the bricklayer has done all they have to do. They paint it, and you calling the house deco. So they, decorate your house to make it look aesthetically beautiful. So that is what CSS does. So it is an entire different tool from HTML. And now the JavaScript. This is where the real job starts, right? This is it. JavaScript is the behavior. I want you to know that it is the behavior of your website. It makes, things move, click responsively, interact. It makes your website functional. Like, it's just like the electricity and the doors of that house. It makes it functional. It makes it functional. So when you notice something in websites like Facebook, Google, Instagram, WhatsApp, when you click on a button, it means that JavaScript has done that. The only thing HTML and CSS does in that aspect is the creation of the button, and then maybe the color. The CSS has done the color of the button, but once you click on the button and it responds, it actually gives you a response, takes you to another website. It means that your JavaScript is actually working. But once you've done your JavaScript and you click on that button, is doing somehow, is not working, is telling you that no, I am not working, it means that you've not done well in your JavaScript. You need to improve, right? So it's JavaScript has to do with logical thinking. You have to think logically, you have to, and these things are not, they are not really hard when you put your mind into it and you are not into a hurry. You need to calm yourself down. All of these, these three tools, the HTML, the CSS, and the JavaScript, they are not really very complicated, most especially the HTML and CSS. You just have to calm your nerves. You just have to think strategically, think critically for you to achieve your desired website. So that is that for websites, like what the websites we've been seeing everywhere, what they are made up of, right? So it's not only websites, you can as well use those tools to create mobile app, and they would work just fine with some, plus some other tools, but we're not going to talk about that right now. We are just talking about the basics for now. Now, moving forward to the next question that says, what does a front-end developer actually do? Now, a front-end developer is the person who builds the part of the website that users see. So when I was talking about the HTML, the CSS, and JavaScript, right? These ones are just the tools, but a front-end developer are they are the people who actually do the work, right? Just like I gave you an example of the bricklayer, the painter. So the HTML, the front end developer are the workers, right? They are the one who do, who operates and use the tools of HTML, CSS, and the Java. They are the one who think critically to bring up all of these websites we've been interacting with and which have been also solving our problems. So when a website look good, when they look beautiful, when they look aesthetically good, that is the work of a front-end developer. So when a button works, that is also the work of a front-end developer. When a form, is given to you and your name is being asked and email and your information, that is a front-end developer's doing. So it's one of the most in-demand skills in the world right now. Companies are looking for front-end developers every single day. So that answers the second answer. And now the third answer, which says, what you will learn in this series. In this series, I would take you step by step through everything. We will start with HTML, then move to CSS, and then move to JavaScript. By the end of everything, by the end, you will be able to build real projects, real life projects that you can show to anyone and then put on your portfolio, let people know that yes, this is what you can do and you have become a front-end developer. You do not need to, you do not need to have any experience. You don't need to know anything about coding. If you can watch this video, you can learn from, you know, from what I've given you guys, then front-end development is for you. I promise you that. Now, what you will need before the next video, I want you guys to do just one thing for me. I want you guys to download VS Code. Now, you go to your Google. Let me show you that. You come here to your Google, you type in VS Code. That is Visual Studio Code, right? So you come here, you can click on the download here. If you can't see this download button, just come here to click on the real website. Can you see download for Windows? So you can as well download here, and you can download through this button as well, right? So I already have can you see? So I clicked on the download button. The download button here will just give you options of different kinds of VS Code depending on the kind of laptop you are using. So if you are using Mac, this is what it would be better for you to download. And if you are using Windows, this, so you can just check through and then download it. Follow the process, click next. I already have VS Code on my laptop. Can you see? So I cannot just start from the beginning, but I would advise you guys to do more research on getting started. So this is how, let me just open it here. This is how VS Code looks like. So I'm starting from the beginning. This is what the VS Code looks like. So once you download it, the installment is very easy. Just follow the prompts and then it will bring you all here. So by our next video, I'm going to show you guys what next to do on your VS Studio, VS Code, yeah. Now, if this video made sense to you, follow this page right now because I post new lessons maybe at least 3 times a week. Share this, with anyone who wants to learn front-end development or who wants to learn software development, because we are starting from the scratch and you guys would always see my videos whenever I post them right from the beginning. You can follow up my videos and then till the current video, just to follow up and then have a structured and organized learning. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.